Start in the back straight. And away they go. Ben Mahag came out only slowly on the inside, and getting away quickly was Jimmy Carter, but he overreached and galloped. Still showing speed in galloping, but he can't control him and set the pattern. Kurasan have got around him. A few of them are having their share of troubles behind him though. And as they work around the turn off the back the first time, Ben Mahag kicks up on the inside of Set the Pattern. Kurasan on the outside, getting right up along the inside Warua Bow, and they were followed further back by Karen Starr, who's able to work into the running line on the outside. Over on the inside next is Far Advice, and they were followed further back behind them and under the whip to improve Ruby Princess. Back behind it in turn then came Count Dracula, who's got to midfield early. Back in turn then came Thundering Lass, and they were followed next on the outside by Apollo Eddie, who didn't begin quickly. Further back second last on its inside Delora Lass, and last of all is Jimmy Carter running to the back, and Ben Mahag, the pole marker, takes complete control now by 3 or 4 metres. Two in second placing, getting right up onto its back Warua Bow. Over on the outside Set the Pattern has set a bit of a task racing without cover. Back along the inside running Far Advice, and they were followed by Kurasan, who's got the sweet seat. Back on the inside of Kurasan next Ruby Princess. Karen Starr on the running line is on the back of Kurasan. Trailing it through came the favourite Count Dracula. Over on the inside of that division Thundering Lass. Back third last on the inside then is Delora Lass, and they were followed by further back Apollo Eddie, and at the tail of the proceedings is Jimmy Carter. Into the home running, a lap and a quarter they come for the bell this time, and the leader still bowling along pretty keenly, Ben Mahag by 3 metres Warua Bow. Here's Kurasan off 3 deep, and now the favourite Count Dracula's got onto its back for a trail up 3 wide. At the judge, exactly a lap to go. Ben Mahag 3 metres. In second placing Warua Bow. Kurasan 3 deep, but hard pressed to get to the leader. We're back behind those. Over on the inside running next is Far Advice. Going up between horses Set the Pattern. Count Dracula is down on the back now of the other one, Kurasan, for the trail. Back behind those then on the inside Ruby Princess, and they were followed further back by Far Advice. Forget the others. Down the back though, Ben Mahag's got them slipping along 4 metres in advance of Warua Bow. In third placing Kurasan, Far Advice. Count Dracula is out 3 deep trying to improve, and then further back Ruby Princess, but Ben Mahag has slipped them. On the top circle Ben Mahag's gone for home and strode out 8 metres clear. Count Dracula's running into a place with Kurasan, and Far Advice is getting up on the inside. Ben Mahag has a handy lead though as they corner for home. It straightens 10 metres in front of Far Advice. Kurasan and Count Dracula down the outside, but Ben Mahag has got the first parcelled up. He's getting a little bit leg weary close to home, but he's done a good job of it. Ben Mahag goes on to win well. About 8 metres on the line to Far Advice. Kurasan third, Count Dracula fourth. They were followed further back by Ruby Princess. Set the Pattern was further back in the field. Back behind that brigade then Thundering Lass, and they were followed back behind those then by out wider on the track Delora Lass. Well back in the field too was Karen Starr, Apollo Eddie. Jimmy Carter was also well back with Warua Bow and Set the Pattern. The winner of the first, and a good strong win by Ben Mahag, raced in partnership by S, J and E.R. Graham, a 4-year-old of black gelding by Von Arken from Revised, and is trained at Swan Hill by A.G. Graham and driven tonight by Ian McCallum. Number 1, Ben Mahag first. Mobile rolling, about to go. Whistling Spring is the inside runner as they hunt into the home straight to the dispatch point. And there's the green light, and they're away. Whistling Spring's begun all right, but Gay Jackie's going to have very little trouble coming across to the rail. Out wider on the track with it, Hiawatha Sun. Gay Jackie leads from Hiawatha Sun. Bonnie Director's trapped 3 deep with no hope of getting in. Between horses, Kura Monarch, Whistling Spring on the rail and on the leader's back, and they were followed further back by Joe's Act. Then back behind that brigade as they run into the back the first time came Warua Gent. Sonia Malaya's last, the favourite, and over on the inside, Thorley is second last. Along the back they run, and Gay Jackie has them going along keenly. Shows the way by 3 metres to Bonnie Direct, who's got to the leader's wheel but worked hard to be there for half a lap. Whistling Spring up on the leader's back, and they were followed by Hiawatha Sun, who's 1 out 1 back. Next on the inside, Joe's Act being pocketed. On its outside, Kura Monarch, and then further back behind those came Warua Gent, who's in the running line on the outside, and down on the inside, Thorley, and last of all is Sonia Malai. Back to where they started, they've gone a full lap, and here the leader on the inside, Gay Jackie, getting some pressure from Bonnie Direct, who's got the nose in front as they race to the judge this time with 2 laps to go. They show the way by 4 metres. Over in third placing, Whistling Spring, and Hiawatha Sun is sweet seating. Jozak pocketed on the inside of Kura Monarch, and then further back Warua Gent on the outside of Thorley, and Sonia Malaya's last. They run towards the back once again. They've got a lap and 3/4 to go, and it's Gay Jackie on the inside. Over on the outside, Bonnie Direct by 3 metres to Whistling Spring, still in the 1-1 position. Hiawatha Somebody's lost a metre. Back on the inside, Joe's Act is going well within himself but can't get off the rail. Kura Monarch around it. Warua Gent on the outside of Thorley, and the last one is Sonia Malai. Running to the top now. A lap and a half to go as they work off the back again, and Gay Jackie going along keenly by a metre. In second placing, Bonnie Direct, but it's had a hard run. There's no move from the rear as yet. In third placing down on the inside and on the leader's back is Whistling Spring, and they were followed further back. 1-1 Hiawatha Sun. Kura Monarch is next. Up on their inside, Joe's Act badly in need of a run. Now here's Warua Gent thinking about coming, and he does, and he's flushed out Kura Monarch, and Sonia Malai's got onto their backs. They're starting to make runs 3 deep. Getting off the rail, Thorley. Joe's Act is still badly hemmed in on the inside. I don't like his chances there. Out of the straight, less than a lap to go, and Gay Jackie has been running from the outset. Kura Monarch goes up 3 deep. Under pressure between them, Bonnie Direct from Whistling Spring. Warua Gent runs on fairly. Back along the inside running Joe's Act, who can now get one off the rail, and then Sonia Malai, but they're giving them a good start. And further back, Hiawatha Sun and Thorley. Here comes Sonia Malai at 4 and 5 deep now. She's sprinting very, very quickly. Kura Monarch heads Gay Jackie, but Sonia Malai has raced to them in a stride. Sonia Malai goes to the front, rounding the last circle by a couple of metres over Kura Monarch. She's left them standing. Whistling Spring gets to third from a tiring Gay Jackie. Warua Gent can't go on, and then Bonnie Direct, but oh gee, she's good on a night. Sonia Malai cartwheels into the corner, turns for home and straightens up. 8 metres clear. She's coming away from them, Sonia Malai. She's too good. In second placing, Kura Monarch. He's down on the line, the winner. Kura Monarch just gets second from on the outside, Whistling Spring, and they were a dozen metres. Warua Gent, Gay Jackie, Bonnie Direct, Thorley, and then Joe Zack, the very, very ordinary run him tonight, and a distant last was Hiawatha Sun. Very good win by Sonia Malai, and the favourite hasn't let her supporters down. She had a job to do coming from last, but she sprinted very, very quickly when he let her go down the back 4 and possibly even 5 deep at one point. A 4-year-old chestnut mare by Bon Adios from Gen X. She's beautifully bred, and she's got to be worth just about anything at stud as a broodmare proposition when she's finally retired from racing. Raced by the Todway Lodge Syndicate, managed by M. Conway, trained by and driven by R. Conway from the Todway Lodge stud at Hopeton here in Victoria. Number 3, Sonia Malai first. Second placing goes to number 2, Kura Monarch, who battled on by Future Monarch from Direct Current, driven by A.G. Smith. And third, number 1, Whistling Spring by Dale Spring from Wistwee, driven by L.J. Thurlow. So the numbers are official, 3, 2 and 1. $8.50 the bottom one, Moonlight Night. $2.30 for So Black as they're about to jump here. Mobile's about to pull away from them. Oh, So Black gallop when he released them, and it's dropped back on top of one behind it, Aussie Sense. And Cully has won the start, but there's immediate pressure coming out wide on the track. Jacobin's Daughter is trying to clear them. Kicking up in the centre, Belmont Chief, and Cully will now lead. On the turn into the back they go, and Cully 3 metres down to in second placing. Over on the inside running is making some headway there. On the rail, Caradoc Boy going around the outside of it now as they make ground into the back section of the course. There is Jacobin's Daughter, and they were followed by Belmont Chief, who's eased for the 1-1 and has it now. Over on the inside of Belmont Chief is Addy Ocean, and they were followed up there by Preston Alto, getting into the running line 3 back. Back on the inside, Speedy Trio, and they were followed by Moonlight Night. So Black, after bungling the starters on the inside, and the one that caught the interference is back last on his outside. They're about to complete the first lap, and Cully having a good go of it in front, 3 metres to Caradoc Boy, and over on the outside, Jacobin's Daughter. They were followed down along the inside in 4th spot by Addy Ocean as they come down to the judge with more than 2 circuits to go. Belmont Chief is up there in the running line, the grey with the 1-1 trail. Speedy Trio back on his inside wheel. Around its half wheel there, making some headway now is Preston Alto, and then So Black, followed by Moonlight Night and Aussie Sense. They ease slightly as they run out of the straight and go towards the back to the lap and 3/4 mark, and the leader Cully by 3 metres. Jacobin's Daughter on the outside of the leader's wheel in 3rd placing Caradoc Boy. Jacobin's Daughter is now testing this leader a little, putting a bit of pressure on. Then behind them came Belmont Chief, who's 1-1 the grey. Over on the inside of Belmont Chief next as they run down the back, Addy Ocean. Preston Alto on the outside of Speedy Trio. So Black on the inside of Moonlight Night, and Aussie Sense is last of all. Inside the lap and a half mark, leaving the back, and the leader still is Cully by 2 metres to in second placing. Over on the inside, Caradoc Boy, and around it Jacobin's Daughter. Then Addy Ocean on the inside of Belmont Chief. Preston Alto's on the outside of Speedy Trio as they work for the bell now. Then Moonlight Night Night, who's third last. So Black is badly held up on the inside of it, and last of all is Aussie Sense, revving up a little as they go to the bell. A lap to travel, and Cully is 2 metres in advance of, in second placing, Jacobin's Daughter. In third placing, Caradoc Boy. Addy Ocean passed by Belmont Chief, and then further back in the field, Preston Alto. Aussie Sense is off around Moonlight Night, who's going with it. Then further back, Speedy Trio and So Black working between horses. Down the back the final time, though, and Cully now a metre clear of Jacobin's Daughter, but out wide, Moonlight Night is coming with Preston Alto, Caradoc Boy, and further back, Belmont Chief, and then further out to So Black, followed by Aussie Sense, and down on the inside running Addy Ocean. Cully 2 metres clear off the back. Out very deep, Moonlight Night is sailing home hard. Caradoc Boy on the leader's back, can't get out, he's holding it in, and further back Addy Ocean, he's about to go for Cully. Now he does, it's flat, it straightens 3 metres clear. In second placing, Moonlight Night, Caradoc Boy, and further out in the track, Addy Ocean. Cully just the leader. Moonlight Night trying, but it's Cully. Cully leads nearly throughout the score, 3 metres over Moonlight Night and Addy Ocean and Caradoc Boy for the Miners. Back behind those then, over on the inside, Preston Alto. Over on the outside next was Jacobin's Daughter. Then Aussie Sense, Speedy Trio. So Black missed its chance when it bungled the start, and last home was Belmont Chief. Cully, the winner. Got to the early lead, had a bit of a war going to the first turn, but was able to stall them off, crossing to the rail by Kid Scott from Leedry Hall. A 5-year-old, a bay gelding, raced by E. Lee, trained and driven by Merv Dillon, and installs some value into quadrillers because it came up $4.75. Number 2, Cully, has held them at bay in the straight. Moonlight Night, number 10, has run second, looked the principal threat when they turned, but he couldn't pick the other one up by Stupor from Hawira Scott, driven and trained by Dick Lewis. And third is number 9, Addy Ocean, by Adios. Picking up speed here. Inside runner is Cano Win, Bill's Idol in 2. Regler showing $1.75 as they go, and go they do, with the exception of Makita, who's going roughly. And out wide on the track, right across on the outside comes Prosser's Son. He'll clear them, and Prosser's Son goes to the front out of the straight. Down on the inside, Bill's Idol, and over on the outside, Kelly Garrett. Bold Reason worked up to the 1-1 early, a good piece of driving. Back along the inside, Cano Win. Then about 5 metres further back in the field on the inside running is Rare Glare, followed by Arella Girl around it. Then about 5 or 6 metres further back in the field to Condalorn. Over on the outside, Makita after that ragged start. And last of all is Wanrua. Skipping along the back section, and the leader, Prosser's Son, 3 metres in advance of, in second placing, Kelly Garrett. Back third on the inside is Bill's Idol. Racing on the outside now without cover is Bold Reason, and they were followed further back along the inside of Arella Girl by Cano Win. Then Rare Glare, who's going to need a little bit of luck from there. It's back pocketed on the inside. On its outside as they come into the home running again, Condalorn, and then Makita on the outside as they work down to the judge, and back with it on the rail is Wanrua. At the judge with 2 laps to go, the leader is still Prosser's Son. Prosser's Son shows the way 3 metres in advance of, in second placing, Bold Reason, who's worked up to second at the leader's wheel. In third placing on the inside, Kelly Garrett. Then Bill's Idol, who's now being back to 5th on the inside. Cano Win had to check off the back of that horse. Around the outside, Arella Girl and Condalorn improving. Then further back, Makita. Now Regler had to ease back off the rail to second last, and last of all is Wanrua. Midway between the back turns they go, and the leader still is Prosser's Son, 3 metres over in second placing, Bold Reason, who's now gone up to pocket Kelly Garrett. Bill's Idol on the inside of Arella Girl, and here's Regler taking off the back on the top circle, 3 wide. Condalorn is going to follow it up. Back behind them on the inside, Cano Win, then Makita and Wanrua. Around the top circle, coming for the bell, a lap and a quarter to go, and it's Prosser's Son, the leader. It's had a pretty easy run of it in front, 3 metres to Bold Reason. Rare Glare under some pressure to improve, 3 deep, and Kelly Garrett the rail. Then Arella Girl. Condalorn is still back in the field, and over on the inside with them came Bill's Idol, and further back Cano Win, Makita and Wanrua. Prosser's Son, 2 metres, Bold Reason. Rare Glare's been 3 deep for about 400 or 500 now. He's getting to them gradually, but it's been a tough run. Back on the inside, Kelly Garrett, followed further back by Arella Girl. Condalorn, I don't like its chance, and further back on the inside, Bill's Idol. Then Cano Win making a bit of a half-hearted run out wide, and further back Wanrua and Makita, but Prosser's Son found 3 metres again, racing to the top circle. In second placing, Bold Reason. Now he produces the shillelagh on the leader. Bold Reason is inch by inch picking it up, and out wide Rare Glare. Kelly Garrett can't get a run. Condalorn goes to 5th, but still about 8 metres from the lead, and then Cano Win and Arella Girl. Prosser's Sun still 3 metres on straightening. In second placing under pressure, Bold Reason, Rare Glare. Now Condorlawn to the outside. Process Sun joined by Bold Reason, Rare Glare and Condorlawn. Bold Reason putting up a tough run, goes to the front close to home, and Bold Reason wins it. Bold Reason by 2 metres to in second placing, Rare Glare having a hard run. Third between Process Sun and out wide Condorlawn, and between them Kelly Garrett. Then Cano Win further back in the field, Wanrua, Arella Girl, and they were followed then well back by Bill's Idol, and last in was Makita. Now the winner here will be Bold Reason, a 4-year-old, a bay gelding, raced by Adios Eden from Silent Bird, trained by G. Bobos at Gold Goal, owned by the trainer in partnership with H.C. Hudswell and G.W. Hudswell, and driven by J. Bunny. Number 9, Bold Reason, had the 1-1 for a few metres early, but then lost it and was left to race without cover, eventually sat outside of the leader, but has been too strong. Number 9, Bold Reason. Second placing in the event, going to number 7, Rare Glare, by Liz Hanover from Lawn Marie, driven by Merv Dillon, and it's a photo for third. Process Sun was one of them. Kelly Garrett was in the middle, and I think Condorlawn was the one on the outside. But it's 9, 7 and a photo. We'll keep you posted. Coming up well. Just about ready. Oh, there's one rearing. Dallas Brigade out to about 95 on the tote. Cheeky Chester in from 11.85 to 6.55. Cute Cross from 3.15 to about 2.90. And Dashing Alabar from 6.45 into about 5.70 as they jump, and Tarport Cutie came out very quickly, and the favourites galloped. He got out very roughly, Dallas Brigade. He's as conspicuous last early. Tarport Cutie couldn't get around the outside of the one on its inside, Wiona Junior. They're heading out quickly now from True Vision as they vie for early positions. In behind them, Cute Cross. On its outside, Dashing Alabar is 1 by 1 early, and Cheeky Chester inside Shawnee Prophet. Then further back, a rough going Weeman Charlie. He's bungled it badly there, and he's given himself a bit of a headache now. Getting up on the inside of him as he galloped was Pedro Eden, and they were still going very roughly, Women Charlie, and the favourite had to swing around him, Dallas Brigade. Getting up on the inside, Makutu's Dream, and last of all early in the piece now as they sort themselves out, Silent Advice. Racing on the top circle, and Tarport Cutie has fought hard to get to the lead, and Tarport Cutie is the leader by 4 metres, but she spent some petrol to be there. In second placing is the Bolter Wiona Junior, and then further back around them came Dashing Alabar without cover. Shawnee Prophet is 1-1 on its back, and down on the inside of that pair is True Vision. Then further back came Cute Cross. They were followed by Pedro Eden. Weeman Charlie is racing a little bit more truly now. On his inside, Cheeky Chester, but on one rein, and they were followed pulling hard behind him, Makutu's Dream. Then further back, the Dallas Brigade. He's thinking about going on the favourite, and he noticed him doing it too on Silent Advice, so he sneaks up onto his back waiting for a cut. Into the back they travel. They've got a lap and 3/4 to go, and Tarport Cutie leads the way in the Guineas, but she's had it hard run to get there. Shows the way by 3 metres over Dashing Alabar, who looks to be travelling very well second despite racing without cover. In third placing, Wiona Junior, and then Shawnee Prophet Sweet Seating. Back on the inside running next as they go along the back section to the lap and a half mark is True Vision. Now leaving the back, over on the outside, Pedro Eden, Weeman Charlie outside, Cute Cross, Dallas Brigade on the outside. Next over on the inside running came Cheeky Chester, and then further back Silent Advice, and last on the inside with it Makutu's Dream. Into the straight coming for the bell, more than a lap to go, and Tarport Cutie is 3 metres in front, but Dashing Alabar is closing the gap quickly out wide. Back on the inside, Wiona Junior. Here's the favourite, Dallas Brigade, coming quickly now as they race out of the straight. Tarport Cutie, 1.5 metres, Dashing Alabar, Wiona Junior. Then Shawnee Prophet, Pedro Eden, followed further back along the inside, running by True Vision. Weeman Charlie going up there, trying to go with Dallas Brigade, and further back then Cute Cross, Cheeky Chester, then Makutu's Dream, and last of all down the back section now is Silent Advice. Dashing Alabar is getting to Tarport Cutie, about to leave the back. They're 3 metres in front of Wiona Junior, Shawnee Prophet. Weeman Charlie changes course, and then Pedro Eden, and further back Dallas Brigade around the top circle. Dashing Alabar and Tarport Cutie, they're both hard at it, but Dashing Alabar is gradually getting to Tarport Cutie, who's under extreme pressure. Then Wiona Junior, Weeman Charlie goes back to the rail from Shawnee Prophet. Dashing Alabar running down Tarport Cutie in the straight has got her now, I think. They were followed by Shawnee Prophet. Weeman Charlie nearly fell. Tarport Tarport Cutie and Dashing Alabar. Tarport Cutie coming again, a big win. Tarport Cutie was headed twice in the straight, but she fought back doggedly. Great fortitude, and she's won the Mildura Guineas ahead to in second placing Dashing Alabar. Third, well, take your pick between Wiona Junior, Cute Cross. I was watching Weeman Charlie, who all but fell 60 metres out. He was lucky to stand up. Shawnee Prophet in that pack, and so was Pedro Eden. Back behind them, Dallas Brigade, Cheeky Chester, Silent Advice, and pulling up True Vision and Makuda's Dream. Well, nearly a serious problem there halfway down the straight when this fellow Weeman Charlie, who's had a frightful run, he didn't give himself any chance at all with his antics tonight. The driver, El Thurlow, was forced to check and change his course a number of times in the last lap to try and get some sort of a crack at them. Most of them come up in the desired manner. Tremendous program of harness racing on Saturday night from Moonee Valley, the Galaxy Finals. Now they're ready here and they're away and missing it Northern Apollo, and also slow away on the inside Lisa Dollar, and Vindy's Son has missed it and getting away pretty quickly as they work towards the turn off the back the first time. Swift and Powerful kicking up on the inside is Scotch Liss. Swift and Powerful's about to cross over and take up the running from Scotch Liss, and they were followed further back by Smoky Harold. Back behind those in turn as they work around the first circle is Thaxton. Back in behind that brigade in turn came Country Turf, and then further astern to Victory Dollar. Now a couple of them are making ground out very deep around the outside. Victory Dollar is going up there, and so too as they come down the straight this first time. Recovering from the slow start is Northern Apollo as they sort themselves out at Swift and Powerful, revved up and caned up in fact to hold the others out. Victory Dollar comes around it and working up in turn 3 deep is Northern Apollo. Scotch Liss getting the run on the leaders back. Smoky Harold's gone to the rail, and on its outside is Thaxton. Further back in the field then Country Turf. Back along the inside running Lisa Dollar after that slow start. Then further back came Todd Knock. Last of the others then going down the back is Gift Cycle, and a break of about 8 metres to Flag Air, and there's one tailed right off hopelessly out of it, Vindy's Son. Racing off the back onto the top circle, 11.5 to go, and the leader still is Swift and Powerful, but it's been under some pressure. It's about a neck in advance now of in second placing, who's done plenty of work by the same token, Northern Apollo. Scotch Liss enjoying the run of the race on the inside, and over on the outside Victory Dollar. Then further back behind those as they come down the straight is Smoky Harold on the inside. On its outside is Thaxton for the bell. Lisa Dollar back on the inside of Country Turf, and then further back in the field Todd Knock. On the inside of Todd Knock is Gift Cycle. Last of the field is Flag Air, and hopelessly tailed off Vindy's Son. Heading for the back for the last time, and the leader Swift, and on the inside Swift and Powerful. From over on the outside in second placing Northern Apollo. Scotch Liss has had an easier run than that pair and is camped behind them waiting for a final crack at them. One out, one back is Victory Dollar, then Smoky Harold, and here comes Country Turf starting to rev up, trying to go with it. Between it there was further back in the field came Thaxton, and they were followed then back behind them on the inside by Lisa Dollar, and well back to at that point was Flag Air, and dropping to the tail is Gift Cycle. They're off the back onto the top circle the last time, and the leader now on the inside running, battling away Swift and Powerful. Northern Apollo on the outside, Victory Dollar, and Country Turf got pratted 4 deep as they straighten. Scotch Liss can't get a run. Halfway down the straight, Swift and Powerful, and out wider coming at it Victory Dollar. Scotch Liss can't get a run. Swift and Powerful and Victory Dollar. Victory Dollar got the money. Victory Dollar just too solid for Swift and Powerful. Between them Northern Apollo, Scotch Liss never got a run at them. Out wider Smoky Harold, Lisa Dollar. They were followed further back in the field behind them by Todd Knock. Then Country Turf, who was pratted very deep on the final circle. Further back behind them Gift Cycle, and they were followed even further back then by Thaxton, and pulling up quickly over the line was Flag Air, and also Vindy's Son, who was tailed off throughout. Now the winner you'll find is Victory Dollar. Number 12, Victory Dollar by Yankee Dollar from Bottom Dollar. A 2-year-old, a Bay Colt, raced by A. Tassan, and driven by G. Rogers, trained at Mildura by J.L. Rogers. Victory Dollar, having scored from Swift and Powerful, I think will get second, by Greenwald from Peter Blum, driven by Rodney Barker, and there was another one between them. Might have been Northern Apollo from memory. The one that was checked for run getting the line was Scotch Liss. You'll find it's missed the place. And we're just standing by for all numbers. I think we've called them the route Romeo Rhythm. Just about ready. Gold Apollo $1.25, $1.60 BJ Way. Miss Me Not into $5.40 from $18 opening. They're ready and they're away here. Not a bad sort of a start either, with the exception out wide of one who's bungled shortly afterwards, Romeo Rhythm. No harm done to others, and getting away like a rocket was Gold Apollo, and the favourites pung to the lead. It's Gold Apollo 5 metres clear. Going up on the outside of those there is Adios Monte, and back along the inside running is BJ Way early. They were followed further back in the field behind them as they sort themselves out. Caught deep Blue Daddick between horses Noon Henna. Getting up on the inside Trio Grattan, and further back Miss Me Not. They were followed back on the outside by Stingray. Getting up on the inside but under pressure to improve Winfield Adios, and almost throwing itself out of the race early. Romeo Rhythm is giving chase 20 metres away. On the turn out of the straight, and the favourite Gold Apollo wheels along 4 metres clear. In second placing on the rail behind it, BJ Way. About 5 metres further back, Adios Monte. Then the stablemate Blue Daddick getting to fourth. They were followed by Noon Henna between runners. Stingray's 3 deep trying to improve. Back on the inside, Trio Grattan, and then Miss Me Not, who's held up for a run at the moment. Back on the inside running Winfield Adios, and last of all, tacking up now is Romeo Rhythm, but it's had it very hard. Off the back, a lap and a half to go, and the leader Gold Apollo is sailing 4 metres in advance of in second placing BJ Way, who's second. The stablemates are running third and fourth, Adios Monte and Blue Daddick the outside. They're 5 metres in advance now of Miss Me Not, who sneaks up on the inside, and over on the outside of it as they come into the home running Noon Henna. Further back behind them, out wider on the track is Stingray, but it's under pressure. With it there just ahead of it came Winfield Adios at the bell, and back on the inside Romeo Rhythm, and one has given up at the judge with a lap to go. Trio Grattan racing out of the straight, going to the back, Gold Apollo by 3 metres. BJ Way's off the rail and looking a threat. In behind them, Blue Daddick on the outside of Adios Monte, and then further back Miss Me Not, Noon Henna, and they were followed further back by Winfield Adios, giving them a tidy start from Romeo Rhythm, and Stingray's gone. Down the back, BJ Way getting to Gold Apollo. Blue Daddick on the outside, and over on the inside, battling on Adios Monte and Miss Me Not, running into the placing area, and further back behind them, Winfield Adios, but BJ Way has gone for home on the circle, got away from Gold Apollo. Blue Daddick, and further back in the field, Miss Me Not, and over on the inside, Adios Monte. They turn for home, and BJ Way shot away. BJ Way's got it, pass it up, it's 10 metres clear. In second place in Gold Apollo, Adios Monte, Blue Daddick and Miss Me Not, but it's BJ Way, an easy winner. BJ Way cartwheels are home to score by about 10 metres. Second placing Adios Monte, a good effort. Back third on the inside, Gold Apollo, followed by Miss Me Not, Blue Daddick. Then further back in the field behind those came Noon Henna, ahead of it Winfield Adios. Second last Romeo Rhythm, and last in was Stingray. Oh, here's another one just arriving, tailed off, in fact distance, Trio Grattan. BJ Way by Hilarious Way from Swiss Miss, raced by J Taggart, P Pitt, TM and NM Pitt, a 3-year-old brown gelding trained at Horsham by DF Miller, driven by the trainer. Second placing in the event goes to number 4 Adios Monte by Thor Adios from Carolwyn, M Dillon, and third number 3 Gold Apollo by Magnus Apollo from Dustcan, driven by J Archibald, had every chance in front. Fourth home was Miss Me Not. Here in the final event, one of the best away was Gay Chapel, who looks like getting to the early lead without much trouble at all, and it does cross to the rail now, Gay Chapel, and shows the way. In second place in Keel Hall, Morello Lad without cover. Going up between horses, now working to the 1-1 is A&R Mark. Caught out wide Simo Chief, couldn't get around them, so he takes hold. Top Alley was next back in the field, and they were followed further back by King Crockett, and then back behind that brigade as they sort themselves out early in the piece is Way I Blew. Bravado Steel was well back, and missing the start was Meadow Guy. Down the straight the first time, and the leader, and doing it all right early in the piece, Gay Chapel, getting it very easy in front. They're leaving it alone. In second placing on the inside is Keel Hall. The favourite Morello Lab without cover, but not doing it too hard because they're not going overly quick. In behind them on the inside, Top Alley. One out, one back is Anamar. Then further back came Simo Chief, who's in the running line on the outside of King Crockett. Then further back behind them, Way I Blew. On its inside as they go into the back again is Bravado Steel, and then further back behind them in last placing now is Meadow Guy, but he has tacked up. Down the back, and the leader still Gay Chapel, getting it easy in front, 3 metres in advance of Morello Lad, who's not going to get a trail. Pulling double in third placing on the inside, Keel Hall. Young Caldo is leading right back out the carpet. There's nowhere for the horse to go, so it's not doing itself much good pulling as hard as it is. In the 1-1 position is Ann Armour, who's enjoying a very easy run. They were followed by Simo Chief, who's on the outside, on the inside Top Alley. King Crockett on the rails, and around it goes Way I Blue, and the last pair of Meadow Guy going into the running line, and on the inside is Bravado Steel. Down the straight and racing down with more than 2 laps to go, and the leader Gay Chapel shows the way about 2 metres in advance of Morello Lad. Back third on the inside, not pulling quite so bad now, is Keel Hall. Back over on the outside in fourth placing, still sweet seating Ann Armour. Then Simo Chief, who's on the outside, and on its inside is Top Alley. Then King Crockett on the inside of Way I Blue, and Meadow Guy on the outside of Bravado Steel. Into the back, and with a lap and 3/4 or just under to go, Gay Chapel only 2 metres in advance now. In second placing, the favourite Morello Lad is inching up to it. In third placing, Keel Hall, who's not pulling now. 1 out, 1 back is Ann Armour, and then further back, Top Alley on the inside of Simo Chief, and back behind those Way I Blue on the outside of King Crockett. Then Bravado Steel on the inside of Meadow Guy. On the top of the top circle they go once again. More than a lap and 1/4 to go, and Gay Chapel only a neck in advance of Morello Lad. Ann Armour on the outside of Keel Hall. Then Top Alley on the inside of Simo Chief. Way I Blue on the outside, and on its inside King Crockett, and Meadow Guy is thinking of a run 3 deep. And last of all, Bravado Steel at the judge. 1 lap to go, and the leader still on the inside, Gay Chapel from Morello Lad, who's on terms with it. Ann Armour is on the outside of Keel Hall, who's pulled hard early. Simo Chief outside of Top Alley, and then Way I Blue. King Crockett on its inside, and Meadow Guy hard pressed on the outside of Bravado Steel. Running to the back for the final time, Gay Chapel by a neck again. In second placing, Morello Lad, and he's flashing the reins at it. In third placing, Keel Hall. On the outside, Ann Armour. They're 5 metres, Simo Chief. Top Alley's gone. Then Way I Blue, King Crockett, and further back Bravado Steel and Meadow Guy. But the leader, Morello Lad, on the outside, drawing about 1 metre in front of Gay Chapel. Ann Armour goes to third. Behind them, Simo Chief is running on fairly well, and Keel Hall behind those. And further back, Way I Blue, Top Alley, and then Bravado Steel, King Crockett, and Meadow Guy. Morello Lad's gone for home in the straight. Ann Armour down the outside is running a bit of a race, but Morello Lad in front getting close to home, and Morello Lad's going to be too good. Well driven by Rodney Barker. He didn't panic when he was caught outside the leader. Ann Armour second. Third between Keel Hall and Gay Chapel, who weakened. Then Simo Chief, and further back in the field behind those then came Top Alley with Way I Blue, Bravado Steel out wide, King Crockett between them, and Meadow Guy was last. Winner of the final events is number 3, Morello Lad. By Knowing Brett from Classic Legion, driven by Rodney Barker for his father, the trainer Jim Barker, and raced by W.A. Adams. Morello Lad is a 4